Welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be talking about the Patek Philippe 5212A-001. This one is a Calatrava weekly calendar, quite a complicated watch. I'll be going over the case, the dial, the crown functions, as well as the movement, and this lovely calfskin strap. And I'll be giving my thoughts on all of these and why you should consider this one over any other complication. So, starting off with the case, we have a full stainless steel construction at 40 millimeters in diameter exactly. So that's from the 2 to 8, 10 to 4, 11 to 5. Same measurement. It's a round case all the way around. The thickness, I measured around 11 millimeters, depending on if you factor in the crystal or not. Alright, so it's not exactly the thinnest watch for Calatrava, but you'll see why that doesn't really matter all that much. Alright, so with the lug-to-lug distance, we have a distance of 48 millimeters from top to bottom. That's from one lug to the other lug, top to bottom. Between lugs, we have, I believe, 20 millimeters. Yes, 20 millimeters. Alright, and all of this together with the sapphire front as well as the case back, you have water resistance down to 30 meters, so you're not going to really take this deep sea swimming anytime soon. Maybe surface swimmable at best in your backyard pool, for example, so just keep that in mind. But a very good construction overall. This is not a very common construction for a complication watch from Patek Philippe, a full stainless steel construction, but more on that in a little bit. Right, so taking a look at this dial, we have what they call a silvery opaline with black printed script characters. Say that 10 times fast. So what that means is that this is essentially a white dial with a little bit of sparkle in it. You're not going to see little specular highlights or anything like that, but it certainly shines very nicely within any lighting situation. And with the index markers all being 18 karat white gold, they call blackened 18 karat white gold, and that makes sense because it helps increase that contrast against the silvery opaline dial. Black Dauphin hour and minute hands, a counterbalanced lance style seconds hand center mounted, along with a day of the week and week of the year hands, both center mounted as well. A little bit more on that also in a little bit. Now, what they say about the script style characters is that all of these letters and numbers were actually originally handwritten by the person who designed this, so no two letters are actually exactly the same. They're pretty darn close, but, you know, for example, the Y in Saturday versus a Y in Sunday, slightly different, and that's all due to, well, just keeping this sort of anchored in that sense of the sort of timelessness of handwriting and just very, very nice, precise script writing. Okay, now looking at the sort of functions of this watch, there's plenty going on here, and they call it a complication, you know, for that very reason. The seconds hand does graze the very edge of this weak sort of circle going all the way around, going up to 53, and it hits those index markers for the seconds and minutes track very nicely. Now, keep in mind that there is a date aperture at 3 o'clock. That's very easy to get lost when you're sort of looking at all the rest of this, but no fear. Okay, now keep in mind, I do have this set to 10 a.m. You can set all of these functions as long as you are not within the 9:30 p.m. to midnight time area, because that is when the quick set, or that's when the date aperture is actually engaged along with the day hand. So you don't want to put additional stress and potential damage onto the movement on the inside, right? So taking a look at the basic things that you probably would need to use. The winding crown at the 3 o'clock position. At the base position, you can actually just wind the watch directly. All right, so no problem there. You can pull it out. There's a little shelf on the inside that allows you to move your your fingernail right in there, pull that out to the next position. This allows you to advance the date by 1. Now it's a little bit over a half turn, somewhere between a half turn and a full turn to advance the date. And that's not too big of a deal, but I do very much enjoy the script aspect of that date printed in that aperture, black text with a white background. All right, so it pops, very easy to read, and you know there's no mistake because they do have that strike through the 7, for example, to help you differentiate it from, say, the number 2. So very good, very thoughtful from Patek Philippe there. All right, now pull the crown out to the final position, and note that the seconds hand actually does stop. That's not very common for Patek Philippe, and I'll show you why in a moment, but this allows you to then place the minute hand precisely wherever it needs to go, all right, and place it based on the position of the seconds hand, wait for the time to come around, and you can then press the crown in. Now that's all just to set the time, also keeping in mind the date as well, because this is a 12-hour dial, so move it past midnight or set the date to the day before, move the hour hand past midnight into the current day, and then set your time from there. Rather easy there. Okay, now with the supplied pusher, you can then actually change the day of the week as well as the week of the year with the quick set, again only between the hours of midnight and 9:30 p.m. So that's most of the day actually, so keep that in mind. As long as you're not between 9:30 p.m. and midnight, you are good to go. These are the 2 pusher actuators. The top one changes the week of the year. All right, so the top one adjusts the longer hand, which goes all the way around the dial to highlight using that red tip which week of the year you're in, and consequently which month you're in, because you know that is how the year is set up. All right, and you can do this all throughout the year. Nothing else will change. All right, this is an independently changing hand. Okay, now the bottom one at the 8 o'clock position will change the day of the week. All right, so you can then advance it by 1 each time. This one is also independently changed. As you can see, nothing really advances until you get all the way past Sunday, and then the week of the year hand will actually change forward, so keep that in mind. So this is probably the first one that you should set, or you can set the week of the year to the previous week and then just move it forward by using the bottom day of the week aperture. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. All right, so all of these are also then dependent on the date aperture, because when you move that forward, or actually no, the date aperture functions independently of all of these. This is an extremely complicated watch, and so you know getting all of this working does require plenty of experience on that front. But as long as, again, you're not between the hours of 9:30 p.m. and midnight, you're good to go. All right, so what makes all of this work? It is the new movement that's made just for this watch from Patek Philippe. It is the 26-330 SCJSE. It is a self-winding mechanical movement with sweep seconds, date, and day of the week, and the week number, all of which I've just covered. The diameter is 27 millimeters, and well, actually, the movement number is actually named after the dimensions of the movement. So it's the 26-330. It's 26 millimeters in diameter and 3.3 millimeters in thickness, all right, or 3.30 millimeters to sort of match with the name. Okay, it has 304 total parts. 212 are for the base movement, and 92 of the remaining parts are made just for the weekly calendar mechanism alone. So that's a lot of work to put into making those 53 iterations all the way around. So dividing a 12 segmented or 60-second segmented dial into 53. Not exactly the easiest when you've been working with, multiples of 12 or 30, for example. All right, now it has 50 joules altogether, so pretty good on that. There's a power reserve of between 35 to 45 hours. It also has a central rotor that you can see very easily with the Patek Philippe symbol in there. 21 karat yellow gold, and it's also a unidirectional winder, which is actually considered to be more efficient than a bidirectional winder. I'm not going to go into the specifics of that in this video, but that's a video for another time. All right, so it beats at a frequency of 28,800 vibrations per hour, or 4 hertz, with Gyromax and Spiromax balanced spring. So what all that means is that you get the guarantee of this running at a high beat, so you do get that enhanced precision of that seconds hand as it moves across, and therefore that stacks onto the precision of the minutes hand, precision of the hour hand, date, and week of the year, all of that working together to give you the accuracy and the precision that you need, that you would expect from Patek Philippe. Also, the balance and the balance spring with the Gyromax and the Spiromax, that basically means that you can get relatively close to magnets or any magnetized surface. You can take a few bumps here and there. It'll be keeping track of time just fine. It will maintain that precision and accuracy. All right, so keeping all of that in mind, that's a very good and excellent a lot to actually fit within an 11mm case, right? And also taking a look at this strap, this strap says actually quite a lot about this watch. The strap that it was actually supplied with this watch comes stock on this model. It is a sort of light or sort of mid-tone brown calfskin with a light calfskin underneath. So you do get that added comfort, plenty of breathability actually. It's quite soft and feels very luxurious on the wrist. You have a pin buckle, prong style pin buckle, also in stainless steel. Okay, now why would you have a calfskin strap? Well, more on that in a moment, because this calfskin strap, not very common from Patek Philippe. And trying it on the wrist, my wrist is about 7 inches in circumference, or 18 centimeters. So, for me, I would actually have to set this at the smallest position. I'll do one out from that. Okay. All right, and now taking a look at it down the wrist here, the lugs do actually curve down a bit and actually do extend a little bit past the bottom of the case. All right, so keep that in mind when you're wearing this. If you have a very large wrist, this may present a, sort of resting position for your watch, keeping it nice and sturdy on your wrist. If you have a smaller wrist, no problem. Thanks to the strap here, it can actually, pull in, quite far, so you don't really, the lug to lug distance doesn't matter all that much unless until your wrist starts getting down to say 14 centimeters and smaller from there. Extremely comfortable, as I said, on the wrist. I can barely tell that I have anything on my wrist because stainless steel construction, pin buckle with all of this movement in here, all of that. It's an excellent wear. It feels very nice on the wrist, and it looks amazing. The brown calfskin does give it a bit of color and texture, sort of balancing with the very intricate and very modern, but also calling back to the retro sort of styling of the handwritten text of years past on the dial. So altogether, these things working together makes this quite a timeless presentation, just physically and visually alone. And with the very large size of 40 millimeters on the wrist, it does give you that large and in charge sort of feel. All right, and again, this is quite rare for Patek Philippe to come out with a steel complication. The only other steel complication of in its class, I don't even know if you can say that it's in its class, is a 4147. It's a 38 millimeter sort of unisex model, and all the other complications are actually in gold, white gold, rose gold, etc. And why is that? Well, I'll get to that in a moment. Or why is it that this is only in steel? More on that in a moment. There are only 5 pieces from Patek Philippe over 40 millimeters. This is one of them. Watches are generally sort of trending toward larger sizes, so this one sort of fits within the modern style. And also, this is one of 3 watches in the entire Patek Philippe catalog that comes on a calfskin strap. It's a more casual wear than those on, say, a leather strap, and this is actually telling you that you can wear this every day with, say, a business casual, khakis and a polo shirt, for example, or just at the most a nice dress shirt. You don't need to have a jacket or anything like that. And that is why the diameter, or rather the thickness of this watch, 11 millimeters, doesn't really matter all that much. This is not really made for the high-end, super formal wear. It's more something that you can wear every day. And that's something that you hear very frequently paired with stainless steel construction, because it's a lot stronger, and it's something that you can certainly wear without, fearing potential damage from it. All right, the only 2 other watches sort of in this class, at least in terms of straps, are the manual chronograph, reference number 5172G, is also on a suede calf strap, so it's a little bit higher end, retails at a market price of about $80,000, $80K, so double the price of this one in my hand. The other watch in this class is the Calatrava Travel Time, either in white or rose gold, the 5524G or the 5524R respectively. But keep in mind that those are gold and more likely to damage and wear much faster over time, and are more suited for the higher end, more specialized uses anyway. Those are more luxurious, more a little bit more formal in their presentation. However, with the stainless steel, you can't go wrong with that. If you're looking for a large steel complication that you can wear every day or every week of the year, as you can see here with the week indicator, this is certainly the watch for you. This is the watch to go for. Now, keep in mind that also when it comes to the price, this is the only complication, at least as of the making of this video, that is currently selling above retail. Retail is about mid $30,000. The market price is in the mid $40,000, so about 45K or so. And honestly, at this point, it is still likely to go up, likely due to the fact that steel construction and a 40mm plus case size. In the world of Patek Philippe, bigger is better, and large is certainly in charge. All of those working together gives this one quite a handy leg up on the competition. All right, so getting one of these at your authorized dealer does take at least $500,000, probably, I estimate, $500,000 of watch purchases before they will even think to offer one of these to you. But here at Jazz Time, we can get one for you today. You can have it on your desk as soon as tomorrow morning, and without having to invest $500,000 in expenditures just to get to this model. So click the link below in the description to secure your copy today before the price rises higher and at the lowest possible price online, because that's what we do. If you like this video, be sure to like, be sure to leave a comment as well. Let us know what you think of this watch. Is the 53-week calendar useful to you? Because they say that this is for a modern usage. I haven't had any reason to use 53 weeks, but hey, maybe you do. And what do you use the week indicator for? Let us know down in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch, any other watch, new, used, discontinued, or right in the middle, very nice complicated watch from Patek Philippe, we have it on our website, jazztime.com. Links in the description below where you can get it for the lowest price online. We'll see you in the next one, and take care.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And If you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.